Hi, Celine. Welcome to the show. I'd like to start off by asking this question. What do you do for a living?
Oh, I wear many hats. In what I'm doing right now, I am managing the operations. I'm managing sales, marketing, HRs, accounting, basically anything you can think of the hat. I'm the owner of the newly opened kids play cafe called 𝐵𝐵 located in Taman Mega. I'm also an insurance agent and soon to be many more. I won't disclose it right now, but well, if we speak again next year, maybe you'll hear a lot more.
That's very interesting. Maybe can we zoom into what were you doing before you became a cafe owner?
Oh, I used to work in corporate with pretty diverse backgrounds. So I started off with banking line, cool finance, venturing myself into the e-commerce industry 10 over years back. So when Lazada started up, I think I was gonna basically cap pioneers who joined it in the first 3 years. It started booming. Obviously, you've seen the upcoming and downfall of 11th Street, Shopee, booming, taking over, so on and so forth. And right now, of course, ByteDance, TikTok, right? So I ventured myself into e-commerce industry, and then subsequently also into the consulting world, high consulting to be more accurate. So I've been doing MarTech deployments for multinational and global companies. That was the corporate life that I've had. It's pretty intense, pretty vast and diverse background, I would say. But yeah, here I am, an F&B owner right now.
Wow, I'll say that's a very drastic change, and it requires a lot of courage to make that change. Why do you switch your career path, and what made you take that leap to do that?
That's a very good question. To be really honest, corporate these days, they are really, the money is really, really good. But so is the hours, the intensity, and its challenge. There has been a lot of, no, I would say generation cultural changes so far. I think our generation right now, it's stuck. He's being caught up in a situation that we don't stop working for really long hours despite our contract says 9 to 5. We're working 7 days a week, constantly fighting fires on escalations with clients which the demands are ever rising. But that's all okay until you start building a family. And I started having that thought of what I really want when I have my second job, where money and quality time with family, especially two young children, doesn't really grow quite that well. We either have really good quality time with family uninterrupted, which does not give you the luxury of growing a career in global MNC digital world. Or you earn really good money, but you bring negative energy back home, whether you like it or not. No matter how much I've shut my laptop and phone, we are just workaholic that way. So one thing's gotta go. A lot of topics came by into what I want to do, be it trading, be it bring things in, be it manufacturing, farming, furnitures, things like that. But I think eventually, what was the recent topic we had as a family? We're gonna have especially a kid for a play area, a cafe that all parents can actually depend on when they have young children, where they want to spend quality time with kids too, but they don't know where is safe, that has great food and great comfort, great convenience to them. It's growing as a trend right now, but I don't think it's sufficient in the market yet, which is why then I thought, hey, why not? Because my two kids are also on the age group. So that's why we took a leap of faith. We ventured into F&B. We got ourselves into this, I will I'll say an industry that is also very intense and challenging, but of course there will be ways that we can counter and work together with the kids. So if you look into my IG, my kids are also cleaning up their own play area. They're our unpaid 10, 11 staff maybe. But they like it. So having an opportunity to work together with our kids, to grow and build something together with our kids, it's not very common. And that's why we have decided to give this a go. I mean, whether it succeed or not, I mean, let's see.
I applaud your courage for that, as Inspire L&V is not something you are used to it, and you dive into this business just literally out from your corporate job. That require really great challenge and courage. So what's the biggest challenge in your entrepreneurship? You face any challenge, especially as a mother? You have few kids to take care, and how do you overcome them?
So while being able to work with your child is an ideal dream, before we even decide to venture into it, when we started looking for spaces, when we are discussing about renovations, calculating cost, it is going to be scary and it's definitely uncertain. You will never know when you break even. You will never know. So politics are but you will never know where the AC can say sustain your commitment, because what you calculate today might not be your actual spending. You might even overspend by far more because of all the uncertainties that is in setting up something entirely new and out of one I'm experienced in. So I won't say that every of his dreams is going to be a success, but it would definitely be something that we treasure. In terms of challenges, truth be told, it's about getting things wrong. And starting up any business, it's going to be very, very tough, at least in the first year or even 2 years. That's it. I'll probably do the extra hours in comparison to all the intensity and time effort required in a corporate world. But then again, when you look a bit longer term, you look at what it will get you to, that he can probably, hopefully, work 3 to 4 hours a day, focus on networking, maybe growing a young entrepreneurs, building my kid to be the next entrepreneur, problem solving one. That would be the main aim. So challenge-wise, really is that what required for me now is greater than what I used to pour into work. I used to still have Saturdays and Sundays, occasionally. Now it's probably working 7 days a week and consistently in a shop. One day I want to leave to, attend an event, and I get told back right in. Saturdays, Sundays are stuck here. My kids are stuck with me, whether they like it or not. But yeah, it's all sacrifice for the greater good.
It sounds very challenging, but the key message that I got from you is it's because the outcome that you want to spend with more time with your kids. That's why that keeps you going despite all these challenges. Even you can't really go out for other events, and you need to stay in at least for the first year of your journey. That's a very motivating journey, I'd say. And what's your advice to other mothers who has big dreams for them and also get married? So
Kids will only grow up once, right? Time will never turn back. Whether you're a mother to them, or a best friend to them, or their core soul support, or just a guardian to them, it really depends on how they see you growing with them. So either you're with them or you are just there. And that's why I would say, if you have a goal, if you have a dream, if you have an aspiration, consistency and perseverance is basically something that is the core to everything. You probably need to take a leap of faith, understand that, time and money, the day just come by. Not everyone has the luxury, but if you have, and if you think you have even that kind of a support, or if you build towards that kind of a support, I would say go for it. Build your legacy. Build a kind of family and future that you would never regret building towards. Because ultimately, the way we look at our parents and grandparents are very different from how our child will look at us in the next 30, 40 years. So I think the question is, what would you want your kids to refer you then you build your journey?
I see. Is that what you want your kids to look at you to spend more time with them? Yeah. Yeah, that's why that inspired to you to start up this journey.
Current generation, for us, see, if you realize with the very tough upbringing that we've had before, our core responsibility to our parents has always been, as long as I support them financially, as long as I'm always there for festive dinners, maybe I visit them once in every quarter, it's sufficient. That closeness may not always be there. And to a certain extent, I do feel that there are way lesser urge for youngsters to go back home because a family's just a family. You only go back when you're in deep shit. I mean, you understand? Right. So it's not the kind of family that I want to build. I've also seen families, big families that has been built based on their relationship bonding. They're always there for the family, irregardless. They don't talk about money, or they do talk about money, but whether they found their first girlfriend, they're going through breakups, or they fall off a bike, they do not hesitate to go back home and tell that to their family. And it's not just about telling, it's about sharing, be it joy or be it something that impacts them negatively. And to have grandkids to come home and tell you the same, I think that's really rare. And if you can reach the kind of state where grandkids would come back to you next time in the next 30 years and tell you a story about their life, I think it's an achievement that 90% of our people can't get towards. And I think that's drive loneliness in I wouldn't say adulthood, but in elderlies. And I don't want to be the kind of and I wouldn't want a lot of people to be in a state where you worry about where you end up in an old folks' home, where your kids doesn't want to come back to you because you are a nuisance to their grandkids. So it's about building that family bond, that ecosystem, that you're not just a family by name, but you're like a true family.
I love your warm story, and you painted a vivid picture of how we want to connect with our grandparents and also our kids. But I think this is very lacking in current society. We go back maybe because we really need something. It's not just because we want to see them. So perhaps it's time to make a move to make this switch. Yeah. And
We all know how our grandparents ended up, so not something that I would like myself to end up with.
yeah. Interesting to see where we'll be leading 10 or 15 years later on, like, see.
Right. Family is always our core support system, no matter what. Through thick or thin, through wealth and poor, family is that one thing that will never break if you take care of it.